Hi friends, welcome to my channel. My name is Amanda Mae and this is my channel, Ardith Design, where we celebrate all things counted cross stitch, sustainable stitching, and everything in between. If you are new to my channel, welcome. If you are returning, I am so grateful and appreciative that you stopped back by to hang out with me. You have no idea how much that means to me and how much you brighten up my life. We should get started on counted cross stitch stuff. I am so excited. Yay! I've got so much to talk about. I have so much to show you. But I feel like we need to start with some shout outs. I would love to thank Erica House. She is a wonderful floss tuber, and I would like to call her now a friend that I met through Flosstube. Thanks, Flosstube. And she helped me go from having one official project bag that Tiffany of Express Life Tiffa made me. So this has been my first and only project bag, going from 1 to 3, and I am so appreciative and grateful. So that is, I want to show you that right now. Like, I cannot wait. I'm literally moving stacks of stuff out of the way just to show you this. Okay. Of course I buried it. This is what happens when you start with no notes. Whoopsie daisy. Okay, I got stuff to show you. Let me move it over. Okay, I put in an order at her Etsy shop, which is StarsHallowStitchery, and I will link it below, for this gorgeous project bag. Ooh. I love it so much. Eat, drink, and be scary. It's got some cute little, all the things, right, for Halloween. I'm so excited. Oh, I got a rogue sticker here. I got a rogue sticker because look at this. It looks, her kids decorated the package with stickers. I love it. Yay. So I got this project bag. I got it from her store, and I set it down, and of course I got threads on it right when I'm trying to show you. It's really beautiful, and I'm really excited. And the colors, it's got the orange and the yellow, which apparently for 2019, that has been my color wheel. I keep going back to the orange and the yellows. So fun. And so it fits a project in, which I cannot wait. I am going to go ahead and move. This is pretty meta right now. Are you ready for this? So in the project bag, I couldn't wait to show you her pattern that I couldn't wait to start. So it's in a zip. Yes, it is. She started designing patterns, and they say, you know, the best artist hack ever, the best artist hack is if you see something that your friend that's an artist, the coolest thing is you give them money, they send you stuff. It works every time. Sorry, artist humor. And so this is one of her patterns, the glory of the house. And I just thought it was really cute. And I liked the parrot and the bunny. We have an occasional visitor to our pond in our backyard. I have like a micro pond. I don't know what you call it, but it's got fish in it, and the gray heron comes and likes to snack once a year or twice a year. I catch him at least once a year. It doesn't mean he doesn't come back often. And then we have bunnies in our yard. So with that, and then I started it, and I decided to start it on my piece of 14 count that I hand dyed. So I started it right in the center, and with one of my really bright colors that I got at the stitching post. So I think I'm going to end up changing my color palette a little bit, but I did pull some colors, and I left them in the I have them in the Flossway bags, and I'm going to start seeing. And one thing that I've noticed, this is the most elaborate piece of fabric I've ever tried to stitch on. Most of my stuff doesn't have this much color and modeling. So I noticed that doing a variegated floss here with the variegation in the fabric, it's a little much. So I might just do some solid DMC or instead of having the variegated fancy floss. So we'll see, because I'm living dangerously. I'm not following her color palette, which maybe I should, but I'm just choosing my colors as I go along. And again, that's on a piece that I hand dyed. So you know what? On camera, I'm moving it. You see this, Erica? I'm putting your pattern in your bag. I'm taking it out of the zip. I got this. I'm putting it in. What, I got my working copy. Let me sneak that back in the back there. And my fabric. Oh, I love it. Look at that. I love it so much. Yay! But that's not all, folks. Oh no. They say no charts to travel alone. Well, no project bags to travel alone. And look at this. This is amazing. I cannot. Okay, so I sent her my fabric. My Boo Bees fabric. Boo Bees. This fabric I custom designed, and it was printed by the company out of North Carolina called Spoonflower. And so I ordered 2 fat quarters of my custom fabric, and then I sent it to her, and she transformed it into our project bag. Y'all, I am so excited. How amazing is this? My fabric, my design, her sewing skills, seamstress skills, and now I've got a real life tangible product. A tangible thing. I cannot believe it. I love it so much. Look at those little boobies. Thank you so much, Erica. I love this so much. I will link her below. Her Flosstube channel, her Etsy channel. She's pretty active on Instagram as well. And she does like health and fitness. She's also a young mom. And we have children kind of around the same age. So it's really neat to see and chit chat and talk about cross stitch, but also family stuff. I mean, within the confines of, social media. It's not like we're pouring our hearts out to each other, but it's nice to know, like, the Flosstube community. I have met so many amazing people, and it just is awesome. So yay! Thank you again, Erica. So check her out below. My pugs are wanting to come and say hello, so I'm gonna go grab them. I'll be right back. I'm sure the pugs will make an appearance here at some point, but I'm filming, today is Monday, August 12th, 2019. I am filming a day earlier than I normally film, because we are supposed to be getting the ridiculous thunderstorms. They're calling for thunderstorms on Tuesday. Here's Luna. They just had dinner. Okay, I don't need kisses. It has been, friends, it has been a week. All of a sudden, my youngest wanted to start going in the potty. So I have been camped out helping, and every time we do little potty dance, yay, sitting on the potty. And it's been a long week. I was not expecting it. Just all of a sudden, like, okay, I'm ready. Okay, but mommy's not ready. Oh, bringing me a different toy. Bringing me Mr. Lion. Uh-oh. Of course I threw it on top of the crate where they can't get it. Should we talk works in progress? I think we should. Okay. I got a lot done on Here Lie My Needles by Shakespeare's Peddler. This is my working copy, and it is the corrected pattern that she sent me, because I had said the first printing there was an error. No big deal, super nice, awesome. She went ahead and sent me the corrected version. And go check out Teresa's latest video. I will link it below at the very end. She puts the chalkboard art that I did for her, because I fangirl her and sent her some chalk art of Kitten Stitcher. And so she placed it at the end of her video. So that was really cool to see, the little fan art. So here lie my needles. And I am stitching it on a piece of hand-dyed Aida, and it's 18 count, and I dyed it myself. I had no plan for the color. This is just what happened, and you can see some little bits of like the charcoal gray residual parts of the dye came out, which I love. I'm stitching this. It's 18 count Aida. I'm stitching this with one strand of sulky 12 weight cotton petites over one because it's Aida. And this is my kind of my color palette loosely, and coincidentally it matches up with my color palette for the sampler that I am doing an adaptation of, my 1839 sampler. And I love this so much. I have to convert her green. I don't know where I put the green. I've got to find the green. There's 3 different like steps of green here, and then I had to change out the color that she had for this because I chose to do such a dark background. So as I'm going, I'm actually converting the original colors. So what I did is I made a long document where I did a full conversion from her DMC listing to sulky. I did that full conversion before I ever picked out my fabric. Well, now going through, I am modifying my conversion because my fabric choice, like the colors just don't show up. For instance, this color here literally is the same color as the fabric in the urn. So I'm not sure if I'm going to add some back stitching or what I'm going to do, but I got further on this. I'm really happy. This is in the charcoal, which is pretty what was called for, and you can really see it. It's very apparent here, and I like it. I love it so much. So I'm excited to start adding the flowers, and I'm debating upon whether or not to go ahead and stitch the border. I'm not sure if you can see around the piece below here is where you put your needles and the broken and bent parts. So she has a piece of felt there, and I thought, well, I could do the inverse and do it in a light color since I did the dark fabric, or maybe I'll do it where it blends. But pugs, they want to play. Hold on one second. Okay. I'm not sure if I'd like to stitch the border here or not. I haven't decided yet. I like the pattern. Well, I love the pattern, or else I wouldn't be stitching it, right? Do what you love. So again, I'm really happy with this. And I love the fabric. I mean, I feel I'm biased though, because I made it. What can you do? So I'm gonna put that back in my bag here. The next project that I'm working on is my first ever Blackbird Designs pattern, and it's part of a larger series. I only purchased the first pattern, and I have it in my highly technical makeup tote. It is Fairy Garden, the Garden Club series number 11, and I really like this a lot. I had looked at her whole series. I looked at Blackbird's Designs, their entire series. I like how they put it here in that patchwork of all the different linen all together. I did not think very far ahead when I started this project. As many of you know, I am an impulse starter. I see it, I start it. So I didn't take into account on this fabric about maybe spacing it appropriately. So if I wanted to stitch more of the designs, I could. Here we are. I absolutely love it. I did most of that this week. I'm using all the called for threads, and I got all of my called for threads from Trish. Hi Trish, at Threads Entwined. So she mailed me all of the called for threads, and it's on the really cool ring that it is Kismet Stitches Diana has recommended. I went ahead and with my hole punch, I did the Susie Reno hole punch on the sides here. I learned that trick from Susie Reno. I'll link her below. Delightful, delightful. She was the previous business partner to Teresa Kitten Stitcher when they had Raise the Roof Designs. And now she's a prolific quilter and all the things. She's out of the Midwest. And she had recommended you take your thread drop here and you make a little square, but I couldn't, or your little hole punch, but I didn't have just a straight hole punch. I had the cross stitch hole punch. Look at that. It's got little X on it. And so you pull it and you put your little thread. So here, let me show you a better example. Old red paint. I pulled it off the skein. This is the piece that I've stitched a little bit with it, and then I switched colors because, again, I don't have all my needles loaded because of kids and dogs. I got to keep track of my needles. And then here is another piece. So this is the full 2 strands. I'm sorry. This is the full 2 strands, and this is just the single piece. Oh, well, hi. He says, I like floss. I like floss. Let me put it in my mouth. No, you can't eat my precious things. Okay? Do you want to say hi to friends? Say hi, friends. I really I'm enjoying this a lot. I really like the called for colors. I'm stitching this on a piece of Winter Moon fabric. And I have a large piece of it here, but like I said, I didn't plan accordingly, and I left more than a 3-inch margin here when I impulse started it, but I don't know if I have enough space to squeeze in a design in between, or I'm hoping I can figure something out. I'm stitching this with 2 strands of the called for over 2 threads on this fabric, and again, everything is called for except for the fabric, but I love it. I love it so much. I'm really excited. I'm thinking about purchasing the additional patterns, or at least I was thinking maybe 3. I could do 3 of the patterns. I liked the butterfly. I liked them. Anyway, I put it on my wish list with Threads Entwined. She has a wish list feature, and so I've been putting stuff on my wish list and putting it out in the universe, as they say. So I have that project. I started my other whips. I can't show you because they're coming up. I'm going to be releasing them soon. So I've been working on some of those projects, and one of them is on a dark charcoal weeks, and it's really pretty, and I've got some other stuff in the works that I have to show you, and dropping off my pieces at the Maryland State Fair is 1 week away. So I cannot wait to do a little update on the road video type thing, hopefully weather permitting, children permitting, and I'm really excited. The fair, this is totally out of my comfort zone. I was inspired by all the Flosstubers last year who entered in the fair, and many of the Facebook groups, it's starting to trickle in, people posting their ribbons from their local county fairs or statewide fairs. And it's been really inspiring to see all of the different entries and people placing, ribbons, placing or not placing, but hey, exposure. I really love the idea of showing my work. If I get a ribbon, awesome. If not, I am spreading, as country stitchers would say, I'm spreading the joy of needlework. And as Bendy Stitchy would say, keep on sprinkling that stitchy kindness. So I feel like all those mottos, if I can inspire somebody with my stitching to pick up needle and thread, then I feel like I've won. And I just, that's my story. So 1 week away on that. My Happy Mail, I ended up getting a couple patterns and some quilting fabric because my 2 kids have been helping us. We've been working on some, what do you have? Hey, hey, sweetie, that's not yours. They are going through my children's toys and finding stuff to chew, and that's not theirs. Can you bring that to me? Come here, give it to me. I tell ya, I try to put these little love bugs away, and they're like, no, we want to be part of this. We want to be part of the action. I placed an order this last week and I got some stitchy mail, or haul, it's haul, right? 2 patterns that I have really wanted for a long time, and apparently I am officially and unapologetically on the Blackbird Design stitching bandwagon because I ordered both of the Beatles Magical Mystery Tour patterns. The first one I got, which has been on my wish list for a long time, is Strawberry Fields Forever. And I was trying to explain to my kid about Strawberry Fields Forever. And it was really interesting because, unbeknownst to me, she decided she wanted to read our book, our Pug Shots book. And we're going through it and explaining to a 4-year-old about puns and jokes and stuff, and understanding the subtleties of cultural references and generational references, the complexity of it all. So just kind of going through stuff and explaining things to her. And so she saw this picture of the pug and it says, Imagine. She goes, oh, so that's the pug's name. I said, no, let me, music, and there's a song, and there's a group called the Beatles, and I start explaining it, and her eyes just gloss over. But on this, it's Strawberry Fields Forever. So I was explaining it, and then we went to the library today. She ended up picking out Kids Bop, the Beatles edition. Didn't you? Didn't you pick out Kids Bop, the Beatles? Yes, and we started listening to it in the car, so that was fun. So exposing her to the Beatles and talking about music and music appreciation.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Did we do that?
Yes.
Yeah.
We went to Dunkin' Donuts.
Did we go to Dunkin' Donuts?
And we went inside.
Did we go inside Dunkin' Donuts?
Yeah.
We did, and I got something. We got those magnets at Dunkin' Donuts.
Yay.
They got me with the merch.
Wait.
What did we get at Dunkin' Donuts? Did we get the magnets from Stranger Things?
Yes, magic from Stranger Things. Isn't that Strangers?
It's a show that you don't watch because you're too little, but it's a science fiction show because I love science fiction.
Me too.
You like science fiction too?
Yeah.
Yeah? Well, you can't be in my video, but do you want to talk about a couple things?
Yes.
Do you want to talk about a couple things?
Yes.
Okay, so we're gonna go a little off track here. My little one here is gonna help with the video. Okay, you can't be in my video, but do you want to talk about some stuff?
Yes.
Okay, should we show them some of the presents that we got this last week?
Yes.
Okay, so Mommy, I love Christmas, don't I?
Yeah, so how about you get a bell and I can show it to them?
Okay, well how about I hold the bell and show them, and then I hand it to you.
No, I want to show them. I want to show a bell to them.
You want to show the bell? Okay. You can't be in my... There you go. Look at that.
So we found a bell.
We didn't find the bell. Our friend gave it to us.
Yep, you hold it all by myself.
You can hold it all by yourself. This is plastic canvas. I have never seen this pattern before, nor have I ever seen one of these in real life. It is literally made all of plastic canvas.
Yes, and tufts.
And stuff, and it's got the little ball thing down here. I love it. So this was gifted to us because one of my dear friends that...
You mean Carrie?
Yes.
Yeah, Carrie was talking about you.
Yeah, so she knows how much I love Christmas.
Yeah, you got quack, quacky, quack.
Like what?
You got duck.
Like a duck quacking?
Yeah, you quack.
Okay, so what else should we show her? Let's show our friends these, okay? We were gifted these 2 items.
And we got this new fabric.
Oh, you got to turn it around.
Okay, we got this new fabric.
Okay, so it goes like this.
We got this new fabric.
Okay, so this is an ornament, and it's a quilted ornament to look like a tree. Hi, sweetie. I'm right here.
So Carrie sent this to us.
Okay, sweeties. So you can't be... Hi, honey. You guys can't be in my video, okay?
So
just hang out. Oh, that ball came out of this. Hi, friends. We are just having way too much fun in our house. So I'm going to say toodaloo until next week. I am going to go ahead and insert a video of me making a fabric. I dyed... Yeah, we're going to say bye in just a second. Fabric that I dyed with a new pattern that came this week. I'm so excited about it. I'm going to do my conversion, but stick around. In this video, I'm going to insert how I made this pretty fabric. I appreciate you. I hope that you have a wonderful week filled with stitching and happiness and all the things. Please like and subscribe. Please go check out my friends that I have linked below, Erica House and all the other wonderful men and women who contribute to this wonderful art. Until next time, take care. Right, I was gifted this vintage piece of 18 count Charles Craft Aida, and it is not the color that I would like, so I am going to try to do some over dyeing to match my brand new yellow Submarine that I got. Yay! So we're gonna go and try to dye this and see if we can make this happen. The stitch count here looks like I have enough for the 12 by 18 inches. I'm not gonna serge my edges, or I'm just gonna rinse this and get it ready to put it right in the dye bath. Put my kettle on, and it is at the max fill. Uh-oh, I broke the rules. It's a little higher than max fill. I am boiling my kettle water for my dye bath. I am going to be using aquamarine, and I might try like a hint of the royal blue in there to do some modeling. I've got my rubber gloves that you're gonna wear, and I use my plastic spoons to just kind of mix stuff around. So that's pretty cool. In here is my, it's like a chafing dish that I got at the thrift store that I use on top of my sink to mix my fabric dye. Inside here is one plastic spoon scoop of the pink Himalayan sea salt, a scoop of the Dawn Ultra Clean soap. I'm gonna put in my hot water from the kettle, and then my dye. I have never done this blue before, nor have I done it on this blue fabric, so I'm gonna get this wet and get this started and ready. I have my hot water. I'm gonna pour it in and get it prepped, and I noticed that the max heat, or the max water for my chafing dish, it's a perfect balance of the max with the amount of water for my dish. I have the hot water in, and I'm just kind of using my spoon to just kind of break up that pink Himalayan sea salt and the soap in this container. And then I am going to add my dye. You want to always wear your gloves, be very careful. And what I did was I mixed, and I eyeballed it, the aquamarine, just a dab, like a drop of the royal blue, and then I added literally just a drop of the pearl gray. This is not a recipe, I'm just eyeballing it. I wetted my fabric and I like literally smooshed it up. I'm hoping I get a fun like modeling effect with this. I'm going to pour my dye in right now in like a plastic container here from a takeaway place. Please do not mix your food items, like have a designated thing for dyeing and stuff. So these are my designated items for dyeing. All right. And now I'm going to go ahead and mix this. I'm going to mix this together. Friends, I am not a professional dyer. This is just me winging it. I watched a couple tutorials from amazing Flosstubers. I read the directions and went on Pinterest. I feel like a lot of my adult life has been just using Google and Pinterest and asking for help. So here we go. There's my dye bath. I setting this down, stainless steel sink, stainless steel, my fabric, and I'm gonna put it in. I want it to look a little mottled for like that it's been in the sea for the yellow submarine. So we're gonna do this. I'm gonna give it like 20 minutes and then I'm gonna come back and see where we're at. Yay! Has been roughly 20 minutes. So I'm gonna pull this out and rinse it and see where we're at. I was not really happy with how this turned out. It's just, I don't know, I wanted it brighter or darker or something, and that's okay. So I'm gonna put it back in, and I think I'm gonna add like a deeper dye color to it. I don't know how this is gonna turn out. Like I said, I was gifted this piece of fabric, and I assume that whatever ends up happening is I'm learning. So it's a learning experience. So I'm taking it all as a learning experience. So what I did is I did not add any more aquamarine. Help myself. Here's the dye bath going right now on the blue, but I'm thinking I'm gonna dye this like weird yellow 18 count yellow fabric that I got from the thrift store. I think I paid $2, probably $1 for it. 12. I have some dye left over that I poured. I'm gonna add some purple and see what happens after this one is done. I am impatiently waiting. I rinsed this and crinkled the yellow up. I'm going to stick it in the dye bath for a few minutes, and then I'll add some purple later, and maybe it'll do like a tie-dye look to it. I'm not really sure, but it's wet. And no, I'm not breaking the rules. I gotta put my gloves on. Here we go. I'm gonna set this one in crinkled. See what happens there with the yellow. And then I have to still rinse this, but so far I'm really liking this color. So I'm happy. Yay! So I'm gonna let it sit for a few minutes like this and kind of soak up the dye on just that one side, the dye on the one side here, like have it soak up. And then I'm gonna add the purple. Yay! I needed more water, so I'm putting my kettle on. I did not fill it to the max level, but I'm gonna add more water and salt. I am using the pink Himalayan sea salt, like a spoonful. This is the yellow that I put in. I left some of it intentionally up out of the dye bath to see about getting some modeling. Hey, it's looking pretty cool. Nice. I couldn't be happier with the results of dyeing at home here using the RIT dye. I let it air dry outside in the sun and then I ironed it down. I decided to choose the blue over the teal, and the blue coincidentally was the yellow fabric that I used for my Blackbird design here for Yellow Submarine. Thanks for watching. Until next week. Bye.